Yeah, well, so far we discussed about user management and installation. Before that, we did on basic commands, correct? So now we will jump into a new topic, so which is uh, booting, so system booting process. Okay, so before that, I want to explain about this architecture. Okay, so before that we will jump into this booting process. Okay, so the booting process, you already familiar with your mobile device or your laptop or desktop, but anyhow we will discuss more about that, because even in during interviews you may get a question from booting process, especially the kernel kernel things. Okay, so you will come to know once we discuss this OS architecture, then you will come to know about the kernel, what does it will do and all. Fine. So normally we know already server nothing but it's a hardware. Okay, so hardware nothing but is a uh, the electronic components. Okay, so our electronic devices, combination of all your electronic devices or components. Okay, so calling as a system. So you can call it as a system or hardware. Okay, or sorry, server. Okay, so normally people directly interact with, they can't interact with the hardware, right? So that is the reason we are using the operating system. Okay, so this, with the help of the operating system, we are interacting with our hardware. Okay, with the help of the operating system, we are dealing with our hardware. Okay, so operating system nothing but a software only. Okay, so software, this everybody knows. So you are also having one device. Okay, let's see. So now you want to interact with your hardware, so directly it won't allow. So definitely you should use your operating system. So what is operating system we are using, guys? In our course, what is our operating system? Linux. Okay, so there in under Linux also there are many types. Amazon Linux we are using, correct? So Amazon Linux we are using, with help of that we are interacting. So even before operating system, what we are using? What is the tool we are using to connect to your server? Exactly, putty. Okay, it's a black screen, putty. So sometimes, I mean, regularly I am using this as a terminal, right? Terminal, because this terminal only we are passing our inputs. With the help of this terminal, we are passing our inputs. What are our inputs, guys? Commands. That's it. Commands. With the help of the commands, we are passing through the terminal to our server. Okay, so then what server will replace, guys? What does it call? Outputs. Okay, it will take your inputs, then it will throws outputs. Based on your input, respectively you are receiving the outputs. Okay, so here the terminal, inside the terminal there is another component called as a shell. Okay, so so shell nothing but a, that is one of the interface, guys. Interface between you and your system. That's it. So here in the operating system, there is one there is one component called as a kernel. Okay, this is the guy, this is the guy, receiving your inputs through the shell, and it is processing on your hardware. Okay, then see, the moment you type the command called ls, okay, what does it will do, guys? It will list out content of your directory, whether files or any subdirectories, whatever, only names it will display. So where you are executing inside your shell. What is our default shell, guys? Bash, exactly. So normally we supposed to call bin bash. Okay. So this is our shell. We are executing this command called ls. Then the kernel will receive your instructions as inputs. Okay, receives your commands. Then it will go and verify. Okay. So whether this guy syntax you should follow, right? So I told there is a high level syntax. First is a purpose. You should know why you are executing. You should know what you are executing. Yes or no? Then command, then syntax. These three things you should follow, right? So command. So with this guy, whether execute ls or lsss or something, any mistake in the command line, everything the kernel will validate, guys. Then if you are executing properly, then accordingly whatever you executed, right? So accordingly it will go and search it and the display over shell only the results. Okay, so this is what happening. This is called your OS architecture. That's it. But normally if you go and Google it, let me show you. Let me take any one page. Okay, same thing you can type here. Architecture of the Linux. Okay, you can take it. Let me go here or else directly to the images. See, can go and click on any one of the image, same story only. But people are explaining that with help of the layers. Okay, so operating system having the layers, so that layers one by one they will see hardware on top of it your kernel on top of that shell, then these applications and all you are using installing and all. Okay, so likewise that's it. So let me explain it again. So now let's suppose assume this is you, then you want to access your server. So how? Okay, so there are many types of shells available. So terminal or shell both are same. Okay, so there are many types of shell. So by default you will get this bin bash. Okay, because this is the Linux operating system, Linux OS. In case there are so many other OSs, right? AX, okay, Solaris, then HP Unix. Okay, so these also having their default shells. Okay, C shell, I think, corn shell, K shell, slash bin slash corn shell is the AX1. Okay, uh, others and all I'm not remember. Okay, you can go and Google it, guys. Okay, so even you can go and check for the AX also. Uh, Bond shell, I think BSH. Okay, you can verify. You can go and verify on the Google. So Linux is having this is the default shell. So users are giving the inputs over the terminal, which is shell. Then on top of your operating system, there is a component, crucial component. This is the guy only maintaining all your things, whatever you are performing, whatever you are running, everything. The moment server starts, right? So kernel running all those processes. Okay, so kernel only handling the all the things on top of your system. Then it receives your inputs. Then accordingly it will throw the outputs as a result. This is the architecture of your operating system. You can go on any operating system, even Windows also same. Okay, and inputs we are giving, right? So commands, inputs we are giving as a commands, right? This is a CLI. In case if we are using the Windows means, how we are giving the inputs, guys? What is the mode? GUI. That's it. There are two modes to interact with your system. One is CLI, other one is a GUI. So in the Windows, how you logged in? See, the purpose currently you are having the to join the session. That is your purpose. So through you are using the Windows operating system. So that is the reason you are through GUI only you interacted your system. But here in our servers, so we are using the CLIs. In the GUI, you no need shell, you no need terminal. Directly, you will be able to see all the icons, whatever you want. Then you can go and click on. That's it. But the shell, the terminal, that is completely black screen, right? So that's why you need commands. You need these commands. With the help of the commands only, so you can go and fetch the things and fulfill your needs. Getting any questions? Any questions, guys? Yeah, great. Okay, so even if you want to know more about this, the architecture, then what is this shell and all, so you can go and Google it. You might be getting so many blocks. Okay, so but this is not interview purpose, guys. Okay, so just go and explore your knowledge. That's it. Okay, so now booting. So today our agenda is the booting process. Okay, so booting process nothing but the moment you power on the system until you will log out or until you are shut down. That process known as the booting process. Even in your laptop also. So the moment you are power on, okay, so it will go and some some based on your configuration capacity. Okay, it will take some time. Then it will allow you to log in into the system. So that's so behind your screen, whatever the things happening, right? That those all process known as the booting process. Even televisions also. The moment you are power on the nowadays Android, nowadays the this Android TVs also available, right? Televisions. So smart TVs. The moment you power on the smart TV, it will take some time to boot load, okay, to process your things. Then you will see the screen like HDMI one, or if you are using any broadcast one, those you will be seeing. Okay, so here also, even our AWS also, the moment I start my mission, so it will take some time. Okay, then only it will show the status as a running. So behind your screen, behind your things, so definitely something will be happening, right? That process known as the booting process. Even in your mobile also you can go and try. So power off your mobile device. Okay, then again power on. So immediately it won't show. It will load something. It will boot something. That process known as the booting process. So as a system administrator, so we are handling all these systems, right? These servers, right? So the moment I power on my mission, okay, until you will get the login prompt, that process known as the booting process. Okay, then the moment you power on, the kernel will initiate all these things. Okay, so this guy only handling all your processes, whatever you are running, whatever you are doing on your servers, everything is controlled by this kernel only until your shutdown. Okay, so now as a system administrator, you should know end to end about your servers, because we are the admins, right? If somebody will come and complaint on you, so you should know what is the complaint, so what is the issue, and how to troubleshoot and all. If you know end to end, then easily you will give a solution. If you are not sure, then you have to go and fetch it. Okay, so there are few many stages are there in the booting process. Okay, so let me explain one by one. This point also we will discuss at end of the session. Okay, so there are couple of stages. So first stage is the stage one, known as the BIOS. Okay, so BIOS. Then stage two. Stage two is the grub, MBR and grub. Okay, so MBR and grub. Then stage three, kernel. Okay, then stage four, init. Okay, so init. Then stage five is the, this is the run levels. Then your login prompt. So the moment you log in into your system, you are connecting to the system, it will ask you, right? So login, this is the prompt, login. So before here, you are power on. Even in your CPU also, there is a button, power button, right? You are pressing, right? So then onwards, is all processes one by one happening. Then you might see the login page in your Windows. This is common for all devices, guys, all your computer systems, not only specific on the Linux. You can go and check in Windows also, same procedure only. Even your mobiles also, but maybe Android operating system is, there may be a limited processes so compared to your system, but laptop, desktop, across all the operating systems, same procedure only. Okay, the moment you power on the machine, it will go and first it will jump into the BIOS stage. Okay, so basic input output of your system, BIOS means. Okay, so basic input output of your systems, then it will go for the second stage, which is MBR and grub. So here basic input output devices of your system means, so generally your server nothing but a hardware, right? So hardware, this part having all your components. Hardware nothing but a combination of your electronic components, electronic devices. Okay, so even your mobile also electronic device. So what it contains, your server, what it contains. So there is a major components, motherboard, then CPU processor, CPU processor, both are same. Then memory, RAM, both are same. Okay, so these are the major components. Of course there might be same many components, these are the major out of those. Then hard disk, ROM, and there are few network devices also, network adapters, network adapters. Okay, and so many power suppliers, okay, SMTP power suppliers, so few other things and all. Okay, these are the inside of your system. Okay, and CPU, this one monitor, keyboard, these are the basic devices. Okay, but these are the major, so these are very important. So in the sense, major in the sense, without these devices you cannot even start your system. Okay, so yeah, of course, if you don't have the monitor, even you can go and power on your machine, system will power on. But if you don't have the CPU or memory, you can't. If you don't have the keyboard also, you can go and power on the machine, it will work. Because those are the basic devices. But these major critical resources, okay, so people are calling resources. So remember this word, resources, your system resources. What is the CPU, how much capacity, okay, what is the RAM size, okay, what is this capacity, and hard disk. Okay, so individually we will walk through, guys, but now just remember these are the system resources. The power on, the moment you power on, okay, the first stage is BIOS stage. Okay, so in this it will go and check all your hardware health status, health checks. It will go and perform the health checks. If you these devices having any issue, right, your system won't boot up, won't start. Okay, so the moment you power on the machine, the first stage is BIOS. It will go and check, perform the health checks on all these resources one by one. Okay, out of this is processor is very important. So this processor only maintaining all the other resources. How the kernel is important in the OS, right, in the same way CPU is plays crucial role in the on top of all your other resources. Okay, okay, fine, everything is good, all all resources are fine. Then it will jump into the MBR stage. Okay, so once you done this first stage, then it will jump to the this one, MBR. MBR, master boot record. MBR means master boot record. So what does it means? Or you may call it as a other part is grub. Okay, so here the in this stage, the system what it will do, it won't start all processes. So let's assume your system having running 100 services, okay, like applications, or any processes, okay, all other services. So let's assume 100 services are running on your system. It won't go initially because you are just starting your system, right? At the initial level, it won't go and start all these 100 services. It will go and start the only kernel processes, initial processes. Okay, so kernel processes it will go start. Master boot record. MBR means master boot recorder, which means initial loader. Initial loader. The grub also same. So here the grub what it will contains, the grub it will contains the master boot record information, MBR information. Okay, so which means what is this OS version. Okay, so what is the OS, what is the OS version, okay, and what is the kernel version. Okay, so what is the kernel version, and initial, what are the things you need to initiate, right? So those and all it will initiate, initial services. Okay, so these are the things happening, guys. OS version, kernel version. Okay, so this will this all information having in your grub. Okay, so technically I will show you, there is a file called slash boot slash grub. Okay, then grub.conf. This is the file. Okay, so this is the file having all your information. This is the grub file, slash boot slash grub slash grub.conf. Boot is the directory. Okay, so inside your directory you might see the grub, another directory. Inside that, this is the file, configuration file. Okay, I told that all configuration files are available under /etc. Correct? So here also, this is a grub.conf. This is the shortcut. Sometimes if you are forgotten, sometimes you no need to go inside here, then directly this file is linked to this file, guys. Okay, this file is linked to this file. So links also we will discuss later. Okay, so this is the main file. This file is linked to this file, both having the same information only. Link nothing but a shortcut. Let me show you my desktop. Okay, so this is one icon. Okay, the moment I click on this, what is this icon, guys? What is this icon? Am I audible? What what is this icon? Chrome. So I want to open, if I want to open the browser, so I no need to go inside the C drive, go inside the users, then software. Those are all not required. Directly, if my, let me show you the where my Google is available. Okay. So this is the Chrome icon. So where I have installed inside my C drive, then users. Okay. Then my username. So this is my username. Then go inside all your softwares, or maybe not under the users, maybe here program files, then Chrome, Google. So inside Chrome, this one. So every time I no need to go inside all these files. See chrome.exe, right? So every time I am no need to go inside this all. So where I have kept my shortcut key here on my desktop, directly going to double click on it. But backend it will go and execute this exe file only whenever you are opens your Chrome. Okay. In the same way, Linux also every time I don't need to go inside I don't need to go inside this boot file, this slash boot slash grub bundle. Directly can go under /etc and display this one, because this will be linking with your main file likewise. So you can set aliases also. You can set shortcuts also with help of the links, file links. Later we'll discuss. So this is the file which is having your booting information. What is your OS? What is your versions? Okay, and some initial whatever the things required for your system, all information it contains and it will load. That is the second stage. Okay, then third one is the kernel. Okay, after this your system will be moving to the another stage which known as the kernel. Okay, so here normally kernel, this is the crucial component, guys. So this is only, so once your system is moved to the third stage, right, then until you shut down the mission, the kernel only taking care of all the things. This is only the crucial, it plays the crucial role in your system. Kernel only the guy taking care of all your things. Okay, so this is a very important, guys. On top of your things, on top of your kernel only, all other processes are running. All whatever, see small ls command also, everything controlled by your kernel component only, your kernel resource only. Okay, so this is very important. So here sometimes you might be having the n number of kernel versions. Okay, but so even there is an interview question. So how to display the kernel version? So uname -r, this is the command. Remember, many times I had this question, interview question, how to display the kernel version. Okay, so how to display the kernel version? You can go and try it. Can someone go and try, then give me the output in the WhatsApp group, uname -r. Okay, so if anybody running your AWS missions, go and fetch this information, uname -r. Okay, so this is the guy. It will go. You might be having n number of, I mean, multiple kernels. I mean, multiple versions. You can run your system on. So current kernel. Okay, current kernel. Then so normally I told right in the installation OS updating, OS patches. Okay, so kernel level means whatever the latest things. So old kernel level. So if the current package is having any issues means, then immediately you can roll back your system into the old kernel. Okay, I mean one step backward, one step downgrade. Okay, so this and all in the productions we will be facing, guys. Okay, so let's take an example. So suppose you have a latest things on your system, but the after OS patching, right? So your system is not compatible with the latest things. Your system having some issues with the latest things. Then definitely you have to roll back, right? You have to revoke your changes, right? Then you have this old version here, then immediately you can come and boot here, then you can roll back your system with the old kernel. Okay, I will tell you how to roll back. Okay, so practically I will show you guys this rollbacks and all. And here in the kernel also, not only for the rollback, there is a one mode called maintenance mode. Okay, so maintenance mode for the any issues, okay, kernel issues or some major issues. Major in the sense your system is not booting up, your system is crashed. Okay, so due to some even the root user password, you forgot your root user password. Okay, so that time and all we are coming into this maintenance mode and we are recovering. Okay, if your server got crashed means, okay, crashing issues and all. So where we are dealing means in the kernel stage only. But with a AWS mission, we cannot jump into the kernel because we don't have control on the the server instances. But tomorrow I will show you how to install the Linux on your devices. Okay, so on your local devices. That time I will show you practically about this, how to enter into the maintenance mode, how to troubleshoot all these things. We will see. Okay, so the moment you are finished the grub mode, right? So after initiating your initial processes, okay, then it will this initiating only OS processes, not all. Okay, so initiating the operating system services. Okay, then it will go to the kernel. After that it will go to the init, another stage called as the init. Okay, so after this you have the init stage. So init stage means initializing your other processes. Okay, so initializing the processes, the basic processes. Okay, so initializing all your processes, guys. This here. So here, so normally, sorry, I told here 100 services, right? So this is not actually here in the MBR, it will go and start the only operating system services. Okay, but here initial, let's assume you have the 100 services, right? So it won't go and start all 100s. Whatever you defined as a initial processes. Okay, so initial, I mean whatever your system required. Okay, so those services only it will go and start in the initial, in the init stage. Okay, remember this point. I will tell you how to make a service as a init service. Okay, this is also interview question. Very important question. How to make a normal service as a init service. How to make a normal service into init service. Very, very important question, guys. Many times I had this question. How to validate also they will ask. Okay. Then once you started all the initial processes, right? Then your system will jump into the final stage is run levels. So this is the final stage in your booting. Okay. I will tell you what are these run levels. Okay. Then you will see the login prompt. Once you done, then you will see the login prompt. Okay. So after this, you will see the login prompt. Then you can go and access your system. That's it. Login prompt means your username, your password. That's it. Fine. So here your system having couple of stages, guys, like running stage. Okay. Running stage or shutdown. Shutdown also one of the stage. Okay. Shutdown or reboot. Okay. Or running. If your server is running means there is a respective run level, which is run level. Your server, if your service server is running means this is the run level 5. Okay, so the run level 5. If it is your system is in the reboot stage, that means this is the run level run level 6. If it is server shutdown means then it is a run level 01. Okay, sorry, 0 0. Okay, so let me clear these zeros. So run level 6 means your system is rebooting. If it is a run level 0 means your system is in the halt stage, shutdown stage. If your server is running means then run level 5. There are one two other run levels also. Okay. Single user mode, which known as the run level 1. Run level 1. Single user mode. And multi-user multi-user modes means, so here these are the future purposes, guys. Multi-users 1 comma 2 comma 3 and 4. Okay, so ignore about these multi-level, but out of these init 6, init 5, init 1, these are very very important. So run level single user mode means known as the maintenance mode. I told right here. So we have a possibility to jump into the maintenance mode in the kernel stage, right? This status of your server is this is the single user. Why you are jumping into the single user means if your system is crashing or if you are forgotten your root password or any kernel panic issues, then you have to recover your system, right? So that's why we are jumping into the single user mode. So practically I will show you on your local system when you install the Linux. So tomorrow we will take that session and we will see how to install the Linux on your machines. Okay. Then, so here if you want to running means, so this is the default run level. Okay. So this is the default. If you are not giving any input to the system, so default it will take. It will go and run your server, which is the run level 5 default. This is also interview question. What is the default run level? What is the default run level in your system? Okay. What is the default run level in the Linux? AX having different run level, but Linux default run level 5. Okay. Even if you want, you can go and enter the command run level command. There is a command called run level. You can go and execute. You might be seeing the 5. The output as a 5. Okay. So this is all about the booting process, guys. This is what happening. The moment you power on the mission, then it will go one by one all these stages. Then only you will see this login prompt. See this much procedure happening in the back end behind of your screen. This much things happening. Even in mobiles also same. Even mobiles also having the run levels, guys. Any questions, Madhu? Yeah. So completely theoretical part today's session. Okay. So no, there is no things to practice because on cloud we don't have full control. Okay. So, but if you have the Linux mission on your mission, then you are the owner. So you are the boss on the system. So you have all privileges and all controls. So you can do whatever you want. So that's the reason. Tomorrow I will show you. I will try to show you how to install the Linux on your servers. Okay. So then I will show you all these things, how to jump into the single user mode. Okay. And these things and all you should try to understand, guys. This is a booting process. So sometimes a simple question, what is the booting process? Can you explain all the stages? So you should go on. This is very time taking things. So you should utilize your interview time. So this is the best question actually. You can waste off your interview time means you can explain all these things. So if you do waste of your interview time, then you may get very less questions. That is the logic. Okay, even in your self introduction also. So as much as you are explaining all the things, right? Then it will consume your interview time. Then questions will be less. Okay, but before going that, you should prepare likewise. Okay, so today count is very less. So that is the reason I'm stopping here. Fine. So tomorrow, are you available, Madhu? Tomorrow? So morning we will connect, Madhu, around 11 o'clock, 11:30. I will let you know in WhatsApp group. Okay. I will send the invitation. So if you don't have any objections, then we will connect tomorrow and we will cover. So this week I think second session only happening, right? So we will cover more things on the tomorrow session.